right, Job chapter 32. Let's call this one Elihu responds. Y'all's responses are lacking in this chapter where he steps up at the point at which Job's three friends fail to respond to Job any further. And it's going to say that Elihu is upset with Job because he justifies himself instead of God, but he's upset at the three friends because they've accused Job without doing it effectively, meaning they can neither respond to Job effectively nor substantiate the accusations they've made against him. And so he's going to say that I sat and listened because I deferred to age, but I realized that wisdom comes from God more than it comes from experience or age and maturity. So he has reached a point where, having heard the fact that Job's friends cannot respond, he is going to say, behold, since you are clearly unable to answer Job any further, you need to beware of the temptation to blame Job for your inability to answer, because much like he took responsibility for proving his own innocence before God, you three friends need to take responsibility for the fact that you have made some accusations that you cannot support. And that's not Job's fault, that's yours. He is going to say, however, I have heard some things that make it feel almost necessary for me to share my opinion. However, I'm not going to let the fact that my heart is overwhelmed to the point where I feel the need to speak move me to speak with either partiality or flattery, understanding that I have no interest in drawing God's condemnation on myself just to get my opinion out there. What he notices here seems to be very similar to something Job noticed back in chapter 13 when he challenged those three friends to say, look, you can't finesse God, as one of my favorite musicians says today. You can't flatter God or be partial towards him or lie for him, because he doesn't need our help. And so to the degree we would flatter a God who does not need our help while we look down on or add to the burdens of people who do, God sees through that as potentially being pretentious, and likewise, Elihu sees through it as well. And so as he introduces his comments, he takes pains to say, I am interested in being neither partial nor offering up flattery, understanding that just as he respected the age of these three wise men who came to comfort Job, he could be influenced to simply agree with them, understanding that right now they seem to be doing a whole lot better than Job does. But he's not interested in drawing God's condemnation simply for having the acceptance of those who seem to be influential. And so this relatively young man is going to do what today we might call a needs assessment, as he is going to evaluate, okay, who really needs help here? And more importantly, what is the truth about the best way to get them the help that they need? As over the next chapters, he is going to, in some parts, defend and try to justify Job, but he's also going to try to help Job by correcting some of the faulty assumptions Job has made about his current situation.